I stopped trying to educate Mrs. Drake and sent her my love.
Next on Channel 5. Select and Survive. Stay alive with Smith. Barry Smith, back again with the latest from his do-it-yourself shop.
Silly bugger with his red setter.
Well, we'd better, though. I mean, it's important to check.
Of course we're going to watch it. I'm nearly finished.
Hello again. And a special hello to all our new viewers. Better late than never. And back copies of this programme can be obtained from BBC Video Publications XK476J. So here I am. And here I hope you are too, in the 16th week of our adventure. What a pleasure it is to be sitting here 20 feet underground, looking at these concrete walls with the lead linings. You know, I used to think that a nuclear shelter was beyond my means. I used to think that for me and my family it was whitewash the windows and huddle underneath the kitchen table with a bucket. I didn't fancy that, I must say. I never did like camping. But what were the alternatives? Take out a mortgage on a small shelter, sell your home, buy a large shelter and live in it for the rest of your lives? Or join me and do it yourself. I've had several letters. They're from viewers who were getting a bit behind because they couldn't get any help with their digging. So I suggest that you go back to the local office of the National Community Service and you point out to them that in the national interest, there's no essential difference between community work in the accepted sense and work provided by an individual member of the community who's willing to give young people a sense of dignity and purpose. And I do hope that you'll soon catch up with all the rest of us, who are now at the enjoyable stage of considering the fixtures and fittings. Now, this week, I want to talk about entertainment and defence. Now, much as I love my family, the close proximity of life, even in a large shelter, might make us a little bit irritable in the evenings, judging by certain rainy holidays. So the widest possible investment in games and sounds and educational kits is going to be worth every penny. See, the shutdown period might be the precise moment for you to take up that subject that you never quite put the time aside for. See, your whole family might emerge from the shelter with degrees in Old Norse, or space studies, or whatever it is that takes your fancy. Now, for those of you who don't feel able to make the financial commitment at this stage, I suggest a pack of cards as an invaluable standby. And do make sure it's complete. Even more important, make sure that the medicine cabinet is complete. Now, last week, we talked about what might come in handy if you inadvertently suffered some ill effects at the time of the actual event. Well, today, I want to talk about what you need to protect your family when you emerge from the shelter in the safe period. Now, there are going to be a few germs about that we haven't met before. Right, it's unlikely, of course, that any one family is going to come across all these illnesses, but, well, we'll all probably come across one or two of them. So it is as well to be prepared. So, here we go. Just get my gloves on. There. Right. Anthrax. For protection, the vaccine, and then for treatment, benzyl penicillin, chlorotetracycline, and oxytetracycline. Botulism, immunoserum antibotulinicum types A, B, and E. Now, it is important to have all three types. Brucellosis, tetracycline hydrochloride. Cholera is like particularly common.
Hydrochloride.
Guanidine,
Serum for botulism. I've only got A and B. I couldn't get any E at all. And I couldn't get the vaccine for anthrax. It's sold out.
Diphtheria, antitoxin, and protein penicillin.
You're going to have to pull strings.
You see? If we had Larry here, the supplies would run out even faster.
He wouldn't have to be with us for long. He could just be with us for the shutdown period, and then he could go away again.
Yes, we could send him off with a ferret. You haven't stopped fancying him.
Of course not.
Because I wouldn't mind.
It's just he hasn't got a shelter.
I was afraid it was just that.
Poisoning. It's penicillin, fluoxetillin.
Veronica, if we have Larry in here, we are more likely to die. 50%. You know you can't stand pain. You know what a bad patient I am. It's just imagine.
Sulfadiazine and chloramphenicol and bubonic plague. That's the historic Black Death. That's precisely the same thing, the vaccine, and then streptomycin, sulfadiazine. And
Well, the world's full of people. I mean, we can't fit everyone in.
I'm not interested in other people. Where would it end?
Now, we come to our old friend.
Other
polio.
people are going to
Well,
burn.
you probably
We are
lost
not.
your immunisation against it due to the special circumstances, so do have some of that old salt vaccine handy. And then rabies, well, that's the invaluable anti-serum that's injected right into the stomach. Well, that little protection should keep your family in a picture of health. But talking about protection, we do come to the question of intruders. Now, I need hardly point out that you're not going to be opening the door, but well, it is as well to be prepared for the fact that intruders may try to break in through the metal trapdoor in the garden. Now, mine is camouflaged in the summer with roses and hollyhocks. But, well, obviously that cover will be blown away in the actual event and the metal trapdoor will be exposed. Now, this shouldn't be a problem, because it should be strong enough to withstand attack, especially assuming the weakened condition of the intruders. But what if they come in very large numbers, you ask? Or what if they try to bypass the trapdoor by digging through the surrounding earth and trying to attack your shelter through the ceiling? Well, again, I must reassure you, it's highly unlikely that entrance could be affected in this way. However, by digging away the earth, the intruders may make your shelter more vulnerable to radiation, so it's obviously preferable, if we can, to eliminate the intruders before they get this far. Now, personally, I don't believe that it's necessary for a shelter to be heavily armed, but a machine gun computerized to the target's obviously a requirement, and you can get a license for this when you register your shelter. Now, this can be bought in kit form from your local dealer, and it should be quite sufficient to keep at bay anyone superfluous to the numbers that your shelter will hold. Now, none of us, of course, want our friends to be without shelter and come asking to be let in with possible fatal consequences. So I do suggest that you urge your friends to get hold of this program and shelter themselves. I mean, of course, no true friend would ever ask to be let in, knowing that a refusal often offends, but strangers and acquaintances, they're a different matter. And this gun should adequately deal with them. Now, this should be kept loaded, and although the business end, which I shall show you in a minute, is located above the ground, it should be quite safe from romping children and dogs, as it can only be activated from here inside the shelter. Oh, speaking of dogs, several people have written to me asking about my attitude towards pets. Some people say that they're unhygienic and the kindest thing to do is to shoot them. Oh, quite honestly, Rufus sleeps on the bed as it is. Well, if we ask him not to, we don't know you are. I think that the entertainment value of pets probably outweighs the inconvenience. Of course, any pet, just like any person who can't be fitted in, is probably better shot before you shut the door.
Here's Larry.
Obviously, that is a question of your own freedom of choice as to who exactly makes up your family group. Now, we come to the part of the program that all you DIY fans have been waiting for. The construction and installation of the machine gun. Now, this particular kit comes...
Hello, Larry. Hello, Melvin. Oh, come inside. It's, pretty, It's Larry! Veronica?
Hello, Larry. How lovely.
Hello. Settled in? Well, it's bigger than I thought.
Come in. What's this?
Oh, it's just a little present. Housewarming.
Oh, Larry, thank you.
Pleasure.
Oh, look, Melvin, aren't they lovely?
Scotch.
Melvin, smell.
Beautiful. Thank you, Larry.
They're really beautiful.
Ice? Yes.
Well, I'll go and put these in some water. Thank you, Larry. It is lovely to see you.
Well, how's work, Melvin? New triumph?
Very busy. Aren't you, Melvin?
Crime is certainly a growth industry.
Oh, there's always a few who don't know what's good for them.
But mainly they're coming along nicely.
Thanks. Well, you're doing wonderful things.
Yes. Most of them are coming on nicely.
He is doing wonderful things.
And you'll never be out of work, Melvin.
I've been meaning to call you all week. Thought we might play some tennis.
I haven't played tennis for years.
Oh, you'll beat Melvin. Melvin's no good at all.
Yes, I'm really out of practice. But cleaning out the house, I found the old rackets in a cupboard. I thought, why not have a game? Keep us fit.
I don't mind a game.
Good. Let's do that. We'll do that next weekend, next Saturday morning, shall we? 10 o'clock.
Good. Let's do that. Are you playing, Veronica?
I'll play, yes.
Good. Let's all do that.
Good. Good.
Aren't those flowers beautiful?
Mm.
They smell beautiful.
Scotch. Ice?
Yeah. Well, it's a nice little place you've got here. Crime certainly pays.
Yes. It is snug.
And plenty of room. Cheers.
Yes.
I certainly sleep a lot better now that I know my shelter's finished. And it gives me complete confidence in whatever steps the government might take to protect freedom and democracy. So do join me next week at the same time, when I shall be talking about the family group and how to bury the dead. Dig, dig.
Thank you.